Thanks, dear viewer, for joining me on this trip to Cairns, Queensland, Australia. I spent a couple of days in Cairns, having done a trip from Brisbane up through Bundaberg to Townsville, Cairns, and finally Port Douglas. It was a great, enjoyable experience. Cairns has the same climate as Hawaii. I love to be there during the July-August period when it's warm and dry, but it's not so pleasant during the hot, humid, sticky months of December, January, February, when it rains every day. It's also the entry into the Great Barrier Reef and has a large ocean port, international airport, and good fishing and scuba diving. Unlike Townsville, Cairns is not that big a place, and it's quite easy to roam the central business district, although it is gradually spreading out further and further. It's surrounded by high hills, 300 meters high, leading up to the Etherton tablelands. It's surrounded by the high hills of the tablelands to the west. This aerial view gives an idea of the mountains, the layout of the city on the ocean, and of course the airport. Cairns has an international airport, and I've landed there on stopovers between Sydney and Hawaii. This panoramic view gives you an idea of the coastline of Cairns. It's a very popular place for yachtsmen. Cairns has some deep ocean fishing, including fishing for marlin. And here's the marlin fishing. There are beautiful sunsets, and here's a picture of the Cairns shoreline at night. A picture of the Cairns Harbour showing the large number of yachts. Lots of places you can go to from Cairns with your own yacht.
The barmaid's gone cranky, the cook's acting queer. It's a terrible place, is the pub with no beer. It's lonesome away from your kindred and all, by the campfire.
Perhaps the biggest industry for Cairns is tourism. It's second only in tourism to the Gold Coast and Sydney. So there's lots of tourist activities, such as riding in this 100 horsepower jet boat. Most people want to do some scuba diving or skin diving, and there's lots of training courses to get your PADI certification. The Great Barrier Reef, of course, is world famous for its coral.
What's this I hear? To rebel 50 bloody miles to a pub with no beer.
And there are some magnificent fish.
From your kindred and all, by the campfire at night, to where the wilding goes.
Let's glance around the city. Not that much to take note of, but the hills in the background certainly attract your attention. This is Trinity Wharf. This is the Cairns Lagoon with the iron fish on the left being symbolic of Cairns and appearing on most of the postcards.
He walks into the kitchen, she says,
Enjoying a tropical climate, Cairns would be my favorite place to live in Queensland. With a large airport, an activity in Cairns is skydiving, if you're inclined that way. The Bruce Highway is the major artery leading up the east coast of Queensland. At times it can get very congested. Cairns originally started as a jumping off point for a gold rush Palmer River back in the 1880s, but probably its main industry early on was in processing tropical timber. This industry continues even today. Let's go and visit Kuranda, a small town of about 650 people, located 25 kilometers from Cairns and 330 meters higher on the Etherton tablelands. You can get there on the Sky Car, apparently the longest in the world at 7.5 kilometers. The way I traveled was more traditional, by railway, and at times they used to run steam engines up this track.
But there's nothing so lonesome, morbid or drear than to stand in the bar of a pub with no beer.
As you climb the hills, the view is magnificent over the tropical rainforest and back over the flatlands of Cairns.
But the smile on his face quickly turns to a sneer
when you arrive at Kuranda and get off at the train station, there's a long walk up a steep hill, but there's a magnificent collection of restaurants and coffee shops, as well as tourist activities, including butterfly farms. There's lots of walkways through the tropical rainforest. Just walking around taking in the scenery is well worthwhile. There's an abundance of water and hydroelectricity is generated near Kuranda. There is still an Aboriginal population.
He walks into the kitchen, she says,
Thanks, viewer, for joining me on this quick visit to Cairns and Kuranda, Queensland. Have a good day.
but the boss is inside.